Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode. Today we are building a budget-friendly PC, and without spending too much time, I will go ahead and walk you through about the parts that I bought, and I'll give you my thought process as I'm presenting this part, why I went this route and not the other. So let's dive right into it. And the main component that I'm going to start with is the CPU. So I chose to go with Ryzen 9 3900. Reason being is, one, is very cheap. Today you get it on the used market for lower than 200, and this thing has 12 core and 24 threads. Next, let's go with the RAM. So the RAM, I went with this one. To be honest, I didn't want to spend too much, but I wanted something that has RGB and something that also has at least not less than 32 gig. Next, with the internal hard drive. Now with this one, I went with this because I already had it, so I didn't spend any extra money to stock this one. But you'll be surprised, this one is actually only 20 bucks. All right, next is the motherboard. I went with the Gigabyte B450. I mean, it's good enough with everything that I am going to do. All right, and last but not least, we have our graphic cards. Alright, for the graphic card, I didn't go with this one anymore. There is another graphic card that I used, and I mentioned that later on this video. So let's fast forward to building the computer, putting these parts together, and then you will know which graphic card I went with later on in this video. So back to building the computer. Alright, I'm going to start with the CPU. So I'll just take it and drop it there, and you get this guy like that. All right, our CPU is mounted, and next we're going to get the cooling. And it's time to put a fan, and this fan is RGB, and it also has the flow direction, so make sure you follow the flow direction as you put it on. And you get these clips, this one, the way you do it, very easy peasy. Do it this way, connect it like this, and you drop it like that, just like that. We are not connecting these cables as yet. Oh, you know what, let's just connect them. Let's connect them right now. So this one has a 4-pin, and because it's a CPU, you look for the CPU fan on the board, and it will tell you where exactly it is. So for this board, we have a system fan right here, and the CPU fan is over here. That's where the CPU fan is, right here. That's where we're going to connect this 4-pin connector. So pass our cable, and just like that, just like that. Next is the RAM. Where's the RAM box? All right, this is RAM. All right, this is the RGB DDR4 RAM, and this one clocks at the speed of 3200. This is what we got, and the RAM goes in these slots. You can pick whichever slot you want, doesn't matter. All right, so for now I think this is good with what we have, because the next one, the problem is going to be on wiring this thing. So we're going to bring our case. Let's bring our case on the table. All right, this the case. This is what we got, folks. This is what we got. All right, now that we have our case ready, first I have to put these plates that comes with the motherboard. You get this one, and we're going to align it something. This will be something like this. All right, that's on. Now let's put this guy. Next, I'm going to put the graphic cards. Graphic cards that you're going to see, this graphic card I got it brand new at Best Buy, and it's retailing right now at $250 US. So that is the price of the graphic cards. And just looking at where I'm going to place the graphic card, so this is the graphic card. There's Swift 210 AMD graphic cards. I don't play gaming, but this setup will also play very well with some of the games that you are familiar with. And we're going to run also some benchmarks on some games as well. So let's peel this off. You know, for now I'm gonna keep it because I don't know how this is going to run. So this one is what we're going to use, and I am putting it at which one? Where is this one going? Oh, it's going on the second one. So I'm going to peel off this guy. All right, next is the power supply. So this power supply is 650, as I mentioned to you earlier. All right, let's put the power supply. So the power supply goes here, and all these cables. All right, let's do this like this. Sits right here, just like that. Very easy, straightforward. Folks, I am going to quickly put all these screws, and then we're gonna be back into business. So let me do that real quick. I found the screws. I didn't know that's where they hit it, because I was reading the manual. They didn't say that's where they hit the screws. All right, so let me do that real quick. Wherever I didn't put the proper screw, I'm going to use the screws that I found here. All right, now let's bring this cable, how you're going to run all these wires, and we over here over this side. I'm going to show you how this connect. All right, folks, so the rest of the stuff, I'm just going to run this quickly, connect these cables because they are just a lot, and I know that here to watch all these cables that I'm going to connect, but give me a second. I'm going to run these cables real quick, and then we're going to power on the stuff. The PC is ready. Now it's time for me to turn this on. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Okay, let's see if this is going to power on. Oh, I forgot to connect one cable. Alright folks, and this is the computer, and the build actually ended up costing $700 US. Reason being, I wanted to target a certain performance that will beat my laptop, and this build exactly beat the laptop performance. For the graphic cards, as I mentioned earlier, I changed it to this one. I went with the GeForce RTX 3060. Reason being, the one that I initially bought, I had issues with it when I was trying to boot the computer. I was getting a blue screen. No matter how I updated the drivers, that AMD graphic card didn't work at all. Perhaps maybe it's not compatible with the CPU, but regardless, I didn't want to spend too much time on troubleshooting. So I went on Facebook Market and I was able to get these graphic cards for only $200 US. So that was a bargain of price. Another thing that I noticed was the fan for the CPU cooler. I changed with this one that I am using currently because this one is actually quieter than the one that came with the CPU cooler. Overall, the build is solid. I'm happy with the results, and this is it, the build that I completed. I hope you learned something. You have questions, leave in the comments, and I hope I